The day-to-day mission benefits by having another pair of eyes in their operational constellation. We obviously want to have coverage over the entire planet, but having certain parts covered with more than one spacecraft is a benefit. So having a fifth GEO vehicle helps us considerably.
So SBIRS GEO-5 is our newest iteration of the space-based infrared system satellites. We have 4 GEOs already, and so this will be the newest one.
So it just gives us extra capability. Like, the more sensor coverage you have on the Earth, the more IR signatures you can detect, the more missiles you can process. So effectively it just gives us extra capability all over the Earth. These satellites have huge fields of view, especially in geosynchronous orbit, which is about 36,000 kilometers away from the Earth. So it gives our operators more eyes on the ground, effectively looking for those IR signatures. Clearly, whenever you add a new satellite, you get extra capability, but at the same time, our older satellites, our Defense Support Program, which is DSP, some of those satellites are decades old now.
A life expectancy for a GEO spacecraft, this one in particular, is about a dozen years, which is actually a pretty good return on investment when you consider just how complicated and intricate it is. The space environment is notoriously unforgiving on hardware, so a dozen years for the capability we're getting is a pretty good deal, although we won't turn down extra mission life if we get it.
As part of SBIRS, we have multiple industry partners. We have Lockheed Martin, and they designed the bus of the satellite, so you can think of that as everything that kind of keeps the satellite functioning correctly. We also have Northrop Grumman. They're the ones that designed the payload, which is the sensor that actually detects the missiles.
For me, the added benefit, though, is that GEO-5, like its twin GEO-6, carries that payload on an upgraded spacecraft, what we call the bus. So that's where your propulsion is, your engine, your fuel tanks, your batteries, your solar panels, the stuff that makes it work. That's completely upgraded compared to GEOs 1 through 4. So we have all new electronics, more efficient software, more cyber capabilities, and other capabilities. So GEO-6, we are well underway in that campaign and getting it ready. Before you know it, we'll be shipping it to Cape Canaveral out in Florida, which is the launch base where we fly all of our GEO vehicles out of. We expect this summer to be launching it, and we'll kind of rinse and repeat the same process we did for GEO-5, getting on orbit, checking it out, the spacecraft, moving it to where we need to be, and then testing out the payload and this will be the last of the SBIRS vehicles to the operational community.
I'm sure it's been mentioned before, the strikes that Iran did, the 12 missiles they fired at Al Asad Air Base in 2020. We were the unit that detected those. We were the unit that got warning to the guys actually on that base so they could go into the air raid shelters. Zero lives lost, and that's all down to SBIRS. So clearly we've not seen a Cold War type scenario where potentially ICBMs launched at different nations. But if it ever happened, then again, the warning is going to come from here. And that affects not just the United States, that affects the United Kingdom, Canada, all those nations that you allied with. We all rely on those SBIRS satellites.